Good morning, cultists. Welcome back to another Unbalanced Breakfast with Cthulhu's. Let's continue on in Tyranny as we make our way through, where are we? Oh, Trapper's Junction to try to look for the sword? From Mattias or something, I believe? I hope that's right. But before we do that, actually, no wait. Did I set the... I think I did lower the, volume a little bit more. It was just... It seemed to be spiking a little bit in...
Can't do that.
While I was editing and whatnot, so... Just trying to make sure that everything sounds nice and comfortable for you, the viewers. Not a little high at home, or not at home. I don't know what I'm talking about. It's okay. We'll just move on. And do some more looting. Oh! We already have all that crap. Let me guess. More camping supplies. What the hell? I swear, I just searched his body, and there was nothing there. You lying sack of shit. Get over here. Alright, I guess since you're a corpse, we'll get over there. You son of a bitch, you were holding out on me. Well, I guess since you're dead, it's kind of fitting. I don't know. Where do I go from here? So, you learned that Mattias, leader of the Unbroken, has gone to Trapper's Junction. You learned that the Dauntless can be found near the infested near the infested old walls. Come on, man. Learn to English properly, please. Infested old walls. So it's next to the old walls breach. Ah, this quest is really just sending me around on like some merry ass journey.
I'm not one for superstition, but every hair on the back of my neck is standing at attention.
Well, that's too bad.
Death awaits!
Because their death awaits. And we've got no time for you and your silly hairs.
I'll tear your skeleton out by your ass!
Let's just go fast speed. It's gonna be a pretty standard fight.
Will do.
As Verse, you know, randomly sneezes and causes like everything in front of her to just move out of the way. Alright.
To battle.
Do this. The wisps are so slow.
On it.
I don't know, for some reason it's just funny to me.
That's how it's done.
Can you actually make them prone? Is that a thing? I feel like you can't, but maybe I'm wrong. Man, I am slow with my attacks, holy crap.
I'll tear your skeleton out by your ass!
Maybe I should really raise my quickness, like, a lot.
That's how it's done.
Your area of resonance was kind of unnecessary there. I almost called her Willow. I don't know why I would call her Willow. This looks like a kind of stronger bunch, so maybe we shouldn't. Like, just rush headlong into battle?
Your days.
A well-placed hit!
Yep. Alright, so let's get them around me, and then I'll do our little shattered stone. Now, really just holding up the line there, aren't you? Son of a bitch. Just... Okay, can I not control him? Crap. Okay, slight okay, good. We've been healed. I was about to say, like, slight emergency, but... Thankfully, that's been remedied. Holy shit. That's some crazy-ass force push business there. Yeah, get that guy off Lantry. By that guy, I mean, referring to a non-corporeal force. Let's drink some healing potion.
Kids, they'd be feeling that one.
Oh, jeez, I'm wounded like crazy. No, it's only 2. Huh, interesting. Can we do a combo attack this time? Okay, we already used it? I thought it didn't trigger or something. Can I use my healing potion, please? Thank you. Holy crap.
I'll tear your skeleton out by your ass!
I forgot that we can phase these guys. Okay, good. We're still
On it.
We're still taunting them. That's good. Again?
I'm injured.
Yeah. Please heal me. Actually, you know what? You can heal yourself too, buddy.
Got it.
Nice. Completely unnecessary. Oh, damn. I leveled up. I got rid of all my wounds. Would you look at that? I need 2 points to raise my vitality to 20, so maybe I should invest in quickness? So get my abilities fired off a little faster? Possibly. So, I was considering putting some points into, what's it? Leadership. Wow, I can't read apparently. But maybe I should finish the defense tree first before I move into leadership? Perhaps? Because I don't think I'll be in stealth much, so I don't think I need Pinning Strike. Blade Wall 2, Vigilance, Shield Assault, Heavy Guard 2, One-Handed Mastery 2. There's a lot to go through actually, so maybe I should get some points into leadership here. So I need Mark Enemy to do that. And your thrust ability is used. Okay. Refuse pain. Okay, that sounds really interesting. Abundant arms. I don't think I really need more quick item slots. I think I'm pretty good as is. So why don't I go with Mark Enemy? Make an enemy out of all people named Mark. Which I don't know if there's a lot of in this game. Oh, we have a new missive. Fantastic. My dear Charnel, they say respect for one's elders is a dying art form. I thank you kindly for the offering, as I have accounts to settle and grandchildren to spoil, and keeping a low profile isn't very profitable. I've enclosed something for you in return. I do so hate to let parchment collect dust, and I figure a younger mind could make use of some scrolls haunting my cabinets. Nice! So I did the right choice of bribing him. I'm now the oldest of the court's children, and I've seen much in my time. It's probably for the best everyone assumes I'm old, harmless, and worth shuffling away in the archives. If I were scrutinized too closely, I'm sure Tunon would find I've grown lax in my spoiled old age. Part of why I'm here is that I've kept my head down. You appear to be doing the opposite. In some regards, this is beyond your control. You were chosen for the honor of proclaiming Kyros' edicts. Twice. To decline would have meant death, but to accept means to be placed on the stage for all to see. Kyros' most powerful weapon is not the edict. It's her ability to hand us the rope that we willingly use to hang ourselves. Never forget this. There are numerous questions nestled in your request. What is it you wish to know? Focus your inquiry, and I will answer as best as I can. Fatebinder Myothis. Do we want to learn more about the edicts or the spires? I think there's probably more mystery concerning the spires than the edicts. But that being said though, the world would probably know more about the edicts than the actual spires. Let's ask about the spires first, I guess. Dear Myothis, it seems wise to know one's own domain, and seeing as I'm now the master of the mountain spire, I ought to learn all that I can. If you'd share with me what you know of the spires, I would be in your debt. I'll start with what I know and have observed so far. The mountain spire seems to awaken at about the same instant that Kyros' edict of execution was put to rest. There was a burst of arcane energy that drowned out my senses, and I awoke at the summit of the spire in what seemed to be just a few heartbeats of time. Atop the spire is an old sculpture of sorts, and it seems to be the core of the spire's mystic energy. I've been seeing visions and receiving sensations from the sculpture. It seems odd to describe it as talking to me, but that seems the closest analogy. Am I the first to report such things? There are other spires elsewhere in the world, correct? Okay, let's send it. Maybe I should have asked about something else? I don't know. Well, I'm sure we'll, if we come to regret this decision, I'm sure we'll come to regret this decision. Okay. Let's just loot all the bodies before we do anything else. We don't want to get ahead of ourselves here now, do we? Before we touch that thing. Oh, it's a sword in the stone. Look at that. The sword in the stone, which isn't necessarily Excalibur. I think it kind of depends on the story that you're reading. Yeah, sure, let's use that scroll. Do we have anything else, like any other scrolls? No. Why did I come into the screen? Oh yeah, there's something that we picked up, right? No? Or was that just... I think that was... Yeah, that's the one, the Scarlet Notebook. Apparently it's just trash. Cool. Alright, well let's get the sword in the stone. Oh damn! Holy crap! It lowers my DPS, but that's okay. Oh damn, look at that. Got a new achievement. As your hand touches the hilt of the sword, a rush of sensation courses up your arms, as if you had dunked them in warm water. The feeling is at once calming and overwhelming, and leaves you breathless. If you ever needed a sword big enough to cleave the old walls in half, that would be it. Careful where you point that thing. I've seen plenty of decorative copies in my time, but this is genuine. The Bane would not have gathered around a mundane imitation. It's the real Dauntless. Deftly snatching a quill and parchment, Lantry begins to sketch the sword. You'll need to hold onto it for posterity's sake, naturally. As you grow accustomed to the sword's weight, your thoughts are drowned out by a perpetual buzz of voices, fragments of inspiring speeches, glorious battle cries, and the anticipation of triumph to come. The feeling subsides as quickly as it struck. Dauntless pulses in your hand, its potential desperate for release. Your perspective is divided between holding a sword and holding a living symbol. The distinction at times grows hazy. Fantastic. It's a one-handed weapon. Thank you, Lordy.
This will be fun.
Yes, my friend, it shall be. Apparently we have Resolute, and on hit, foe AoE, holy shit, it dazes them for like 10 seconds. Damn, I can do so many things in 10 seconds. I could like do their taxes incorrectly, get them to be audited by the IRS and things, and I don't know, just find out where they live and be a dick to their family maybe? Anyways, we have more sigil stuff, which is cool. Inner strength. Okay, that's tidal burst. So that's in a cone. And that is concussive bolt. What does this do? Interrupt? Allows spells to interrupt. Okay. Well, you know what? Maybe it's best if we do something like this then. That's single targets near the caster. No. Distant targets. That's what we want. And we want this to be able to interrupt. Yes. And it can also do mage fire, which sounds really cool. Does it mark them? I don't care if it marks them or not. And that's way too much lore. Holy crap. You know what? No one can cast this spell because it's too amazing. Forget it. Let's move on with our fake Excalibur. Fake Caliber. Oh, okay, that wasn't very smart at all. I don't know why I thought that was a smart joke. Never mind. Return to Bled and Mark at Ashfield and find out what to do next. Why do I have to enter to Bled and Mark? He's got a weird name. And you don't want to respect people with weird names. I apologize if you have a weird name. I'm sure you deserve all the respect that you get? That you have earned? Yes, that you have earned. Okay, we're back in Ashfield. There you are, you creepy bastard. Lantry, step back, man. The shadows in the wheel stretch and stir, silently shuddering like trees whipped in the wind as Bled and Mark emerges from their dark depths. He circles you, quietly, slowly, studying you like a strange specimen. Eyes alight with amusement, he clearly takes note of the powerful aura you emanate.
Remember years back when I told you justice is just the name for the biggest sword in the realm? Claiming the Dauntless is part of establishing your own might, your own authority. Even if you dislike its heft, I'd advise you to keep the blade close. It has symbolic value beyond its martial applications.
He studies you appraisingly, pride or maybe even respect, alighting the shrouded features of his face. I could use some practice with wielding its weight. Really? Now you want to spar? He sighs, but you know him well enough to tell he's secretly pleased with the request. Anticipating his response, you attack before he can lunge for you. The sword is ridiculously heavy in your hands, a terribly impractical weapon, really. But the more you hack it, the more confident you feel. The sword itself seems inexplicably simmer with sentience, adjusting its weight to deepen or shallow the arc of your swing. It perfects your aim and adds bite to its own cut. It wields you as much as you wield it. When you land a hit on one of Mark's twinned blades, cracking the metal clear in half, he holds a hand up and to stay you, surprise twisting his smirk wry. He grins. Let's not get too distracted.
The azure shield still lies in the depths of the stone sea. The Magebane yet awaits you in Lethian's crossing.
Oh damn, we've got more awesome stuff to take. Fantastic. Well, I've already been to Lethian's crossing, so how about we go to Stone Sea next? I was thinking of heading to the Stone Sea. What should I look for when I'm there?
For a century, the azure shield went from one regent's knight to the next. It seems like such a little thing next to a disfavored shield, but it's a powerful relic all the same. Finding it in the maze of the Stone Sea will be a challenge.
Oh, wait. It's not gonna be a good shield then?
I have an agent that could point you to the Stone Stalkers, a tribe of beastmen that have filled the power vacuum left by the fall of Azure. Only they know the landscape of the Stone Sea.
Look for Hagrid in Halfgate. He's something of a sleeper agent, so he won't know you're coming. Should he give you any trouble, simply inform him that this is his chance to see his wife again. When you're ready, meet me here once more. We'll discuss what's next. The few patches of color on the Archon begin to darken as the edges of his form ripple and blur, diffusing into an intangible blackness. Wait, I have questions. The Archon lets out a short sigh as the color returns to his image. If I didn't know better, I think you're as dogged as me. I want to know more about you. Have you no respect for my diligently maintained air of mystique? I'm stronger and faster than you, and I can move through the shadows with impunity. Everything else is a trivial detail. I've known you for decades, but don't know a thing about your past. Where'd you come from? Well, it wasn't a place of sunshine. I've killed a lot of people to get to where I am today, kid. Got my start as a soldier, where I bloodied my first of many daggers. Some of it I enjoyed, some of it I regret. He offers you a wry smile, his teeth flattened, shaky, starkly white against the shadows. Shaky. He's not getting enough vitamins. His teeth are all shaky. Alright, well, I want to know more about the other Archons. Then perhaps you should ask them your questions directly. But I suppose I could divulge a bit. Depends on whom you had in mind. Tell me about Tunon. What needs to be said? The old man's a creature of parchment and precedent. There have been many hopes and dreams in there, but he's just a vessel for the law. A puppet of Kyros. Which makes me a puppet of a puppet, but at least I'm not the one forced to tend court all day. What's the story with Tunon? Tunon's been with Kyros even longer than I. Story goes that Kyros starts marching towards Tunon's little village. Of course, he wasn't named Tunon then. Anyway, our masked master to-be gets it in his head that the only way to save his villagers and himself is to adopt the Overlord's laws before the troops arrive. I'd pay good rings to see how that suggestion first went over with the other villagers. Well, guess Kyros took a shine to this easy convert, and the rest is history. But it's worth noting, Tunon never told me a word of this. This is me flapping my jaw with hearsay, as Callia would put it. which makes me a puppet of a what? Okay. What exactly is your duty to him and vice versa? It's changed over the years. Back before the others realized I'm not a furniture chewing psychopath, Tunon was a close observer and warden, but now he's my high justicar, and I his executioner. Truth be told, it's been a pleasant working arrangement for a couple centuries now. Tunon does most of the talking, I live in my shadowy corner until someone needs killing. It's not like I want to be the figurehead atop a dais. The only attention I want is folks whispering my name in fear, so I'm left alone. Okay, I guess that's just his default line for getting to this topic or something. You don't much care for him, I take it. No, I didn't say that. There's just a question of what behind that mask is a person and what's a regurgitation of Kyros' words. I have immense respect for Tunon, but I've known him for centuries and couldn't tell you who taught him magic. I assume Kyros, or which side of his bread is buttered. Or which... Okay. And I just assume he's got nothing under that robe. Which, okay, right. Old man? Is there some affection for him? Affection? Are you mistaking me for some sort of butcher with a heavy heart of sunshine? I respect Tunon's constancy in reasoning. Do not mistake that for anything approaching fondness. Well, let me ask you about something else. What do you know about Kyros? He shrugs. I know more about Kyros than most, which means I know enough to keep my mouth shut. What's the Overlord like in person? That's what you want to know? Kid, you should be worried about what the Overlord is like from afar. Not one to suffer fools lightly. Enough questions for now. He dissolves into the shadows. How rude. Goodness. We have a new missive from Fatebinder of Kyros. Greetings, Charnel. You are correct. Thank you, sound effect. There are spires all across Terratus. The exact distribution of these monuments fuels all sorts of debate and speculation, but two facts seem commonplace. Most spires are built near old walls, your mountain spire is a notable exception, and nearly every culture that predated Kyros has some local myth to explain the builders of these spires. I believe the Tiersmen cite the Older Realms as their local name for the spire/old wall architects. No, but nobody knows for sure. And of course, where Kyros has brought proper civilization, the origin of the spire simply isn't discussed in good company. Here's what I think you need to know. First, the spires behave as arcane lodestones. There is a constant field of magical strength around a spire. If you imagine a mystic sea resting atop our world, the spires seem to spin and churn this magic. Creating a spell cast with even modest effort will materialize with powerful results. Secondly, and I'd say most tellingly, Kyros has laws against entering the old walls, but there are no such laws against the spires. You could infer from this that means Kyros has no issue with the lay folks messing with the spires, but wishes to keep us safe from the old walls. Or you could think like an overlord and know that if you place a rule against something, you make it forbidden and desirable. Now I find it telling that Kyros forbids the hallways that leads to the spires, but does not paint a target on the spires themselves. Last but not least, as a young Fatebinder, I once had to oversee the case of a man who had built a shrine to Kyros around the base of a spire in the far southeast. I could find no evidence of falsity or slander. His shrine was the most reverent and loving tribute as I've ever seen. At one point though, this man claimed he had evidence that Kyros was here back in the -50. What? He had merely uttered those words and my senior binder swung the axe then and there. Being the new girl at court, I'd said nothing. But I have long wondered why such a comment should require death instead of the traditional removal of the tongue. Fatebinder Mythos. Okay, why is this... Okay, what? Okay. This entire text is orange. Or is that's a bug? That's very misleading. I was like, oh, I can click on this entire paragraph. No, it's a bug. Oh, and you can scroll with right click too. And left click too, apparently. Okay, cool. Alright, well, let's ask about the edicts. Dear Myelthus, thank you for hearing me out. I have more questions than I have ink, but let's start with the discussion of... Okay, we're not starting with it, but okay. Of Kyros' edicts. I've lived under proclaimed and resolved edicts, which makes me far more knowledgeable than the layperson on the subject, and yet I still know so little. Let's send the missive. Fantastic. Something weird happening with our spires? Why am I getting a thing here? New items since last visit. Okay, I see. Alright, Vendrian's Well, the Seat of Power. Aurora Spire. Dawning Spire. Stone Sea. They're both in the Stone Sea? Really? Huh. That's interesting. Okay. Why don't I go back to one of my spires? Mountain Spire. Is there anything to do down here? No, right? I just need to basically... Okay, really? You're going all the way back there to then teleport to... Forgive me, but that seems like it's a stupid way to travel. Wasn't the mountain spire actually closer to me? I'll never know. But we got a missive from Fatebinder of Kyros. That's a lot to read, but let's do it. Salutations, channel. It is difficult to separate fact from superstition when it comes to the edicts, as it seems only Kyros knows how it all works. The rest of us are left to live in fear and ponder it all. Kyros' edicts are sort of magic above and beyond even the Archons. I dare say the edicts are stronger than Kyros, as there is no evidence Kyros can willingly stop an edict once set into motion, which is in part why Kyros' edicts seem to have an until or unless clause in their wording. I know the edict, as powerful as it is, requires a human voice to complete the casting. Thus the Overlord has people like you proclaim edicts cast far from the Imperial throne. The magic is Kyros' magic, but the human voice is the final carrier or trigger to complete the magic phenomenon. And here's what's most fascinating. At least as far as you're concerned, there have been, or at least as far as you're concerned, there have been dozens of mortal agents who have been made to proclaim edicts. 2/3 of them die within a decade, and many gave reports of lingering mystic scars from the ordeal. And there have also been a handful to resolve or break an edict. These until and unless clauses get fulfilled from time to time, and we see a similar pattern in history. Those who resolve an edict often live short lives. Many speak of arcane side effects of the shattered edicts. Here's where you're unique. To the best of my fact-finding, you are the first person to proclaim and break the same edict. Whatever mystical power is involved in the creation and destruction of such magic, you're the first to stand at the terminus of both. Now that I know the spires can be awoken, it makes sense that if anything can or would awake them from the slumber, a shattered edict seems the likely culprit. Why is so much of this? Okay, it's bugged again still. Kyros has other edicts in place throughout the tiers. If you truly wish to learn more, perhaps you should take it upon yourself to shadow those edicts. After all, if Kyros did not wish for the edicts to be broken, why include a termination clause? Okay, we'll solicit our advice. Dear Myalthus, I appreciate the information. Thank you for sharing. Knowing what you know about my situation, what would you do? Okay, let's send it. Fantastic. And... why are we here? I guess we're going to sell some extra crap? I don't know. Yeah, let's just sell some extra crap. All of it, please. Can I just click all? No? Okay. Let's actually sell some this other stuff that we don't need. Wait. Can we break these down for materials in the... How do I get rid of this? Can I... Okay, I put it on the table to trade. I can't take it off? Come on, man. That's not fair. Probably. I don't know. Whatever, it's fine. Let's actually go to the blacksmith place and see if we can break the weapons down for Let's see if we can break the weapons down. But I should also not forget to rest at the main spire, Vendrian's Well. Can I break you down? Break it down. No? Okay. Forge something for me? When were we able to do all this stuff? That's weird. Huh. Is it possible for me to sort them by number of people needed to forge them? I guess not. Okay, well. Okay, cool. But I think we are going to... What the hell are you guys? The man shuffles back further towards the wall behind him, avoiding as much eye contact with the horizon as possible. Fatebinder. The man nods to you, but his eyes continually dart to the horizon behind you as he speaks. I appreciate the opportunity to serve you. I just never imagined that such heights would be involved. Okay, cool. So I guess you make what? Leather armor? Well, can you make a robe for Lantry? He's shirtless. It's disgusting. Please. Make some better weapons for stuff for Lantry here. You know what? We'll spare no expense for this bastard. I guess that's good enough. Lantry, wear this stuff. Please, stop being shirtless. It's weird, man. It's weird. Here, why don't we sell this back? So that you're not tempted to go shirtless again. Yep. Thank you. Fantastic. And let's leave it off here for now and come back again in the next episode. So thanks for watching and have a good breakfast.